Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take another look here at Luna, see kind of what's going on, and help you get perspective on what could happen next. Now, Luna is in very good shape. Obviously, it's done very well, contrary to Bitcoin, or complementary of Bitcoin. Obviously, we had a significant sell-off and a sharp increase as well, so it's not showing any signs of slowing. We want to see how much longer that could take place, right? Furthermore, not a financial advisor, love teaching people how to trade. So if you are new to the channel, thank you again for joining me here. Hope you learned something. I actually love teaching people how to trade, so that's my goal and my passion. You can find more information at CryptoCache.tech if you're interested in becoming a community member, where I share our signals with every trade that I take so you know how to structure your trades, but also have a trading academy walking you through start to finish. So here with Luna, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the one-day chart, work our way down. I believe the one-day chart is probably the most effective time frame, best place to use key level supports and indications of resistance and support channels. So we'll talk about that here in a minute, but what I want to kind of drive home here is that our RSI is well over 50. Most coins are struggling on at 50 right now. So we don't have any key level resistances in place. However, 70 is coming close here, which could essentially be in this range here. So from 71 to 78, we could see a little bit of resistance. That being said, right now at this point, we're looking very good for Luna. There's literally nothing adverse at all. We're back up above the 50-day set moving average, and we've been above the 200 that held as a strong support level recently. So really good stuff there on the one day. One other thing to note too, and this is just kind of a big picture scenario here, we are 4 days in to this trend, right? That being said, usually when you are, reaching a 9 on TD sequential, we could expect a pullback. Okay. Now we're not even anywhere close to that, so I just want to bring that to your attention, let you know that we could literally see 5 more days of continuation of the upside, or we could see 10 days. That could happen because if you look back here, we see a 1 all the way down to a 9, and then it continued down for an extra 6 or 7 days, right? So that was Bitcoin essentially just being troublesome, and Luna essentially falling down, retracing with it. But for lack of better terms, a 9 is not guaranteed, but it does help you understand if something's exhausted. This was exhausted, but again, Bitcoin continued to have a different agenda, and Luna had to follow suit. Luna has effectively broken free from Bitcoin, and its Bitcoin chart looks amazing. In other words, Luna's value to Bitcoin is much higher than Bitcoin is progressing in value. And we got to recognize that and understand that, even though we are 4 days into this trend, we could very well see a lot more from Luna. And what I mean by that is we look previously here, take just one last glance here, when obviously we hit a 9 and we had 3 extra days overtime, but this push here from Luna, from bottom to top, was about 91%. Now, if we take that same progression, that same distance, and put it over here from its most recent bottom, that could put us somewhere in the range of about $97. So we could test our all-time high if this trend continues to push, continues to move forward. So we're going to see how healthy this continuation is, first of all, and work our way down and kind of see. So let's look at the 4-hour, of course, and acknowledge we are back up above both moving averages. We have been for a little while. They kind of worked as support levels recently, and then we got the RSI up over 70. Now, RSI up over 70 on the 4-hour chart is not my favorite. I like to see it stay under because notoriously when the price does go above 70 on the RSI, see if we can find that. It doesn't happen too often, but when it does, it has a significant pullback to follow. So with us just peaking up over 70 right now, yes, we're overextended, and we need time to consolidate and progress sideways before our next leg up. So I'd love to see 24 to 48 hours at the very least, and between the price range of 65 and 69, somewhere in that range there. It could even trend closer to 70. That's okay, but we need just sideways action here. If it were to push and continue to higher, it'll be problematic because it could come back down harder. Now, obviously, we see this little decrease in price right here. This was a major sell-off from Bitcoin. Bitcoin sold off by about 15%, top to bottom. That was a heck of a retracement here. So Luna lost 23, 24% in that range. So you got to recognize the fact that Luna is still susceptible to sell-offs. But it recovers so nicely, so quickly, that if we have another one, there's a strong chance that it'll continue to perform, right? So again, Bitcoin is not struggling by any means right now. It's broken even, for lack of better terms, the last 24 to 48 hours. It's kind of back to where it left, almost like a super large doji candle, so to speak. And that tells us that there's less fear, uncertainty, and doubt in that sense. That whole sell-off was based purely on news and less technical, more so fundamental data. That being said, Luna's doing very well contrary to that and exceeding what Bitcoin has done recently. So it's really, really good stuff here. Even though we're overextended on the 4-hour and a pullback is likely, maybe not a strong pullback, but at least somewhat of a pullback to allow that RSI to calm down closer to 50, get that taper it off, so to speak, then we're going to be in really good shape to see another leg up. The problem we're going to see here is if Luna continues to increase dramatically over the next few days, that would cause a significant sell-off perhaps later. So just note that may not be advantageous. Don't try to get super excited about a $100, $200 price point, which is still likely in my opinion this year. It's just it shouldn't happen right away. All right, let's try to understand that, because it's hard to maintain that type of longevity at that price point. Like look at Solana, for example. There's a lot of coins that have a tendency of rising too high or too fast, and they can't sustain that, and they don't stay in place. Either way, that's just something kind of to know. Looking at the 1 hour chart here, though, looking at the Ichimoku cloud, it's still telling us to leave our position open, but I would say to exercise caution because the lagging span is coming close to the price action, and that would tell us at first that this is a consideration to sell our position, or just trim rather, depending on the position you have, right? And then of course the price comes up here with the actual cloud itself. That commonly works as a support level. So the price comes back down, kind of hangs out here above the cloud, we'll be in good shape. That's the consolidation we're looking for, right? We're not some consolidation somewhere in this range and then a strong leg up within the next 24 to 48 hours. I would love to see Luna and Bitcoin go sideways this weekend and then see some increasingly strong days early next week. That would be optimal, so we can get Bitcoin over 41,500 and have Luna effectively up over $71/$70. It'd be excellent. Again, it could still do that between now and then. It'll probably actually continue to increase over the weekend. I would not be surprised by that. Just know it needs a little bit more time to consolidate beforehand. And what I mean by that here is if we take a look at this consolidation here, yes, that's all well and good. That's very helpful, gives us a good foundation and likely a reset on TD sequential. Kind of. Okay, we're at an 8. So we didn't get a full-on reset. We kind of came down here, and then we reset again, came up. So for lack of better terms, again, that 8 kind of tells us that we've had 8 hours of continuation of the upside. The 4th previous candlestick is essentially lower than the newest, and that is why we're seeing this doji/Morningstar, or correction, gravestone pattern here forming for this candlestick here, telling us that we might likely see a turnaround. Commonly, when you see a gravestone pattern like this, where the close is close to its original open in that same time frame, that tells us that we're going to see some type of pullback. Again, we may not expect the price to come down like this. It's not what I'm telling you. Just saying in general, we get some sideways action here to be optimal. If the price were to come back down, keep in mind we have a decent amount of support in the channel here between $61 and $65. So I do think this range here would probably give us a lot of benefit or reprieve if the price were to come down. In fact, why don't we go ahead and take a look at the... So why don't we go to the 4-hour chart here and just quickly identify the amount of volume in this price point and see if we have more support. Okay, this is awesome. I love to see this. And the reason why is because we have tremendous amount of volume, obviously here down at this price point. That's why the price is coming up here. It's got a nice foundation. But we look here, there's also a tremendous amount of volume in this range right here. That is excellent as well. 60 to 65 should be a very strong support level. Even if the price were to pull back, we may see a candle wick below there, but we should expect to see the one-day candlestick close above 65 if we saw a retracement. Excellent news. So that's ultimately a great sign here, which tells me that I think 78 is a very strong likelihood next week or two, and we could very well see a lot more than that, because obviously Luna has done fairly well for itself in the past, and I do think that three figures, or essentially $100 plus, is very likely in the relative near future. So next month or two, pending we don't see any extreme, sub 30/33,000 from Bitcoin, we should be in pretty good shape to see Luna continue to excel. So I'll draw out the Fibonacci retracement levels again here soon when I cover this once more later to give us perspective on the larger time frame as far as how much more, how much higher it could go. But for right now, just know that 78 would be the next immediate target after we pass 71.50 once more and kind of get to that point. But we need a consolidation/foundation first at 60, the price point of 65 to 67. Preferably a close above 65 would be optimal, and then we'll be in good shape to continue to leg up. All right, so again, all good stuff here from Luna. I would not hesitate per se to DCA and add to your position right now. I wouldn't recommend putting everything into this one basket. In fact, I'd never recommend that ever. I don't care how great the coin is, you don't put everything you have into one place. And I teach that in my trading academy too, so if you need kind of a good foundation of becoming a better trader, CryptoCache.tech is the website. I look forward to hopefully getting to know you better, because we have an amazing community. We have weekly roundtable discussions too, where we open up the floor to everyone, make sure we all stay on the same page and we learn as much as we can. All right. So again, find benefit there if you want. If not, keep watching these videos. I hope they work well for you. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.